Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay, also known as Animal-Based Bae, and today I am sharing 5 hacks from my most recent Canadian hunting trip that are vital lessons for self-reliant living. So if you haven't subscribed or hit the notification bell for my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that now so that you can get updates of the next videos that I produce, which also include things like animal-based recipes and tutorials, to tips and tricks, and to sometimes a compilation of maybe my favorite food combos, movement combos, or anything really that is hack related, tips, tricks to help you become the healthiest version of you. I had the honor of staying with Canadian hosts that have been living off of the land for 40 years. So from anywhere from hunting to tending their own garden or even their own farm animals, they also provided me so much perspective, little golden nuggets, gentle reminders essentially of how to become more self-reliant, and also just some really neat findings that I found helpful in discovering things about myself, as well as being open to change and having that beginner's mindset where I really learned just a lot of lessons from a food perspective as well as to just a soul perspective too. Their lifestyle embodies true sustainability. The best part, I'm here to share what I've learned so you too can take steps towards living a more self-sufficient, nourishing life. I'll walk you through practical tips like canning meat, reaping the benefits of being outdoors, switching up your routine, finding unconventional convenience food, and the power of daily powwows. These aren't just hacks for hunting trips, they're game changers for everyday life. So be sure to subscribe and comment down below. Ask me any questions about my trip. This is kind of the first time that I'm doing this, so I want to know where and what topics you want to explore more of so I can maybe produce more helpful videos and also just develop a community on YouTube here so that we can continue to have these conversations because we all learn from each other that way. Okay, hack number 1, canning meat. My goodness, this saves so much time when you do it and you prep ahead of time. This could be convenient food that isn't really what we know of as convenience today. But I don't really have a pantry full of ultra processed foods or chips or, nuts or things like this. I really just have probably about salt and honey in my pantry. And now with this new knowledge of how to can meat, so I just introduced a video last week, a beginner's guide to canning meat. If you have never canned before, this should be a very simple step-by-step way to do it yourself at home. So immediately, I, of course, am going to get a whole canning setup once I move to Tennessee. So that'll be here in maybe about a month or so. And I'm just really excited to get started on that because you can can anything from meat, from your red meats to your chickens to your pork to even, eggs. And then you can kind of put herbs in there. If you like a little bit of flavor, you can put, you can ferment things too as well. So I want to get that set up, and which doesn't seem expensive to buy those things, but I'll put a link down below in case you're interested on what I'm looking at. And then you can also review that video last week with my Canadian hosts and friends who walk you through how to just simple ways to get your feet wet in the canning process. So I absolutely love that. So this is sort of going to be a hack for me moving forward. Not only is it a great way to take economical cuts of meat, right, and something that isn't as tender as a ribeye, but definitely doesn't have the price tag. So things like your chuck roast, or your hump roast, or your round roast, or things roast, right, or just tougher cuts. You can chop it up real nice and then can it, and it becomes just the most tender thing ever. And it can store on your shelf for years. I think I had a year-old meat from moose that they harvested the year prior to that, and it was delicious. It didn't smell funny, it didn't taste funny, it didn't feel funny, the aftermath wasn't funny, it was just all good. Not only is it economical, is it convenient in times, when you're looking at for the future, just you still have to prep, right? Everybody has to prep. It's not as convenient as somebody else making the food for you. This is a way to become a little bit more self-reliant and taking control of your nourishment. And speaking of nourishment, when you can, things like meats or maybe even organs, you're also creating a really nutrient-dense meal. And it could be multiple meals too as well. But those juices, they sit in the juices, so nothing really gets lost there apart from just certain things when they're heated. But most of the nutrients stay intact, so this is a phenomenal way to get the most bang for your buck, for your cells, for all the things. So stay tuned for more canning recipes, but that was hack number 1 and what I walked away with, and I feel like it was definitely successful. Okay, hack number 2, the power of being outdoors for vitality. The healthier you are, the more resilient you are, and just the more you're able to depend on your body, right? So again, another form of being self-reliant is just being super healthy. And I think outdoors is such an amazing opportunity to optimize your health, not only to increase vitamin D absorption, but also it's an instant mood changer. I don't know if you've ever walked outside and just instantly feel better, especially, when the sun's out and it's nice outside. There might be varying temperatures, but you just kind of dress for the occasion and you make the most of it. And I think even being outside in harsher weather, I know I ski a lot too, and sometimes it can get cold, but if you keep active and moving and warm, it feels so good. It's such a sense of vitality. And so not only are you getting even the sunshine on gray days or rainy days or cold days, you can get it through your eyes. So don't wear sunglasses when you go outside. I mean, don't directly look at the sun, but I prefer not to because you can definitely absorb it through your eyes and your skin, of course. So warmer weather, obviously you want it on your skin. Incremental sun exposure is great. Take your shoes off, ground, get dirty, right? This helps our microbiome and our gut bacteria. And I know many of you struggle with some gut issues. So just being outside, being outdoors, getting dirty is really helpful also for our gut health. Being outdoors offers incredible health benefits, from vitamin D absorption to improved energy and exposure to clean air. While supplements like probiotics or vitamin D can have their place, I believe grounding, getting outside, and soaking up natural sunlight without sunglasses are some of the best health hacks for mood, energy, and gut health. Eating an animal-based diet and embracing nature eliminates the need for many supplements, helping us break free from the mindset that we require them to function optimally. Okay, hack number 3. It is embracing discomfort and stepping outside of your comfort zone. Why? Because there's so much creativity that could come in when you just sort of break free of routine and things like that. Now, I am someone that does like routine. This is how I stay disciplined. This is how I stay consistent. But sometimes that could come at a fault, right? Life is a little bit about balance, and not to just overwhelm anybody by saying, it's about balance, but then it's also about routine. But then, it is being fluid with nature in ways, and leaning into things that do make you successful and reach your goals, which again, routine and discipline is for me, but also recognizing those gray areas or those in-between moments where it just kind of breathes in a new perspective, it breathes in creativity, and it just enhances your overall health by, coloring outside the lines a little bit and just acting as a student, right? Or I like to call it a white belt mentality. So coming from, I'm a martial artist, and that's just how I think of things, is always entering a scene where you know nothing, just assume you know nothing and absorb all of these different perspectives. Even if you may know a little something about something, just always come in and ready to accept and ready to be moved and ready to be fluid. So I think that this is also another great health hack because, again, it just can provide you with energy, a new perspective, and then, maybe even just a piece of knowledge that you didn't have before that might change how you move through life. It might be great reminders for you to just keep maybe either consistent or keep doing what you're doing, or maybe you might want to switch up your routine, because sometimes the more that we switch up routines, we also become a little bit more resilient to changing environments and changing climates and weather, whether that be actually physically or mentally too. So with that said, I have a little secret to share. I did not go to the gym in about 9 days or so. And for me, that's a lot, and that is a long time to be away from the gym. However, I embraced it. And I have been on 4 other hunting trips before this and feel that it's actually really nice to keep the focus to hunting. It did allow space for other things, not only for me to think differently and not have to worry about, gym or routines or things like that. It was just all surrounded around hunting, from food preparation to just walking to listening to nature to being an observer. I was able to ask questions more and retain more information, just once again keeping the focus to hunting. And of course we were outside and we were talking and we were laughing and we were just engaging in cooking and canning, as well as just different things that I wouldn't normally do while I'm here in Austin, right? So we were outside more, and I really just enjoyed that switch up. I also did some red light therapy at this local holistic wellness clinic, which I absolutely adored, and got worked on a little bit too. So again, being open to and accepting all of the things that kind of come with a trip, especially when it is still an active trip, was a really nice break from being, in the gym constantly, and something that I can potentially fold into my routine a little bit more frequently. So I really loved exploring how my body moved through nature. It showed me that strength and conditioning don't require a gym membership or dumbbells, but rather learning to move with nature and using it as a free resource for daily activity. Moving in silence, waiting patiently, and adapting to nature's challenges offer both a mental and physical workout, especially when carrying gear. It's also a great way to assess your body's condition and build strength and resilience, and work on areas that you might find out you need to. Regular movement is one of life's greatest health hacks for staying strong and aging well, without the need for supplementation or any hormone replacements. Get outside, get active, embrace discomfort, and keep your mind engaged. Okay, hack number 4, redefine convenience food. Think outside the package, or things that you can open in a package, things that are pre-made and things that are already done. You can do this by preparing for yourself. So instead of just thinking about the narrative of what convenience food means, from air fryers to fast food places to just, protein bars and to quick on the go things, you can make it quick for you. You can set yourself up for success. Again, this could be super helpful as you move. Maybe you move, or at least I move, towards self-reliant living. Just preparation, again, from canning your meat. That could be an easy to go convenience food. Toss it in your car and just, I know sometimes it may be weird. I mean, I even took a whole little chicken, well, it was a grouse actually from Canada that was literally freshly harvested off the road that day, and cooked and grilled, but just kind of ate it like that. It doesn't have, sure, you can use utensils. You don't have to eat it with your bare hands like I did, but redefine convenience food. Boiled eggs are great on the go. I had some of that, and what we did was we made our meals and just packed it all to go and kept it in the truck for when we came back. I also carried some in my backpack in these little light stainless steel to-go containers. And I think when I'm hunting, I do that when I'm traveling, from a flight to a different destination. But I think when I'm hunting, things are going to change a little bit, and I'm going to find more. I think there's these silicone bags that I do have. I know there are silicone bags that I have that I can probably put more snacks in, or foods, and trail foods rather, energy boosting trail foods, to eliminate the space that it takes up in my bag from the stainless steel containers. But it was great for a start, and I think that anybody can kind of take food with them without it having to be, a nutrition bar that's packed full of these ingredients that I think compromises our health. You can still enjoy your own convenient food. You just have to make it convenient for you, and this takes a little bit of preparation. So, like I said, we had some food in the back of the truck for, our sort of lunch break, or even in our bag. I even, the things you learn in Canada. I ate some bacon out of my fanny pack, made by a local leather maker who's awesome. Again, I'll put all of these resources, what I've learned from and where I sourced food down below, and where I sourced this really cute leather fanny pack that was made for me and with me. I actually went and asked her for it. Anyways, fanny pack talk. And then pocket maple syrup. So maple syrup was really fun to not only bring on the hunting excursions, but also literally just daily life and enjoying a little bit of sweetness in my lattes was really nice. So, I don't have to use the honey at the coffee shop, or, when faced with a problem, you don't want to bring pocket maple, then of course you can omit that too. So anyways, I'm getting a little bit off track here, but I think you get the point of where I'm going with this is make convenient food convenient for you. And I think this breaks free a little bit of depending on these bigger companies to make these convenient foods for you so that you can live your life. Well, I feel like living my life is better when I nourish myself, when I control how I nourish myself. And also, I spoke about this with one of my friends here on the hunts as well, and her name is Carrie, and oftentimes I get asked the question, or even just comments, animal-based is so restrictive, and I really don't feel like it is, in the sense and from the perspective that it actually offers me more opportunity to feel good in my body, to feel good more often. I'm less restrictive because I'm not in pain anymore, or my energy levels are, very consistent. My mood is very consistent. So I don't have to work around those restrictions where food was causing that. So anyways, just a little bit of insight as to what convenience food, unfortunately, that you didn't make or prep yourself can do to your overall health. So letting go of today's convenient food is a powerful way to rethink what convenience really means. Instead of relying on the food industry to make things easy, we should take control and make it convenient for ourselves. The more they package food to be addictive and effortless, the more we become dependent on a system that promotes unhealthy habits. With a little preparation, you can become self-reliant and ensure you're truly nourished on your own terms. Okay, and health hack number 5, you might be surprised about, but it's powwows. And so what I mean by powwows, it could be either in a group setting or even, honestly, a powwow with yourself, which I like to call that a powwow now with myself, as opposed to, okay, let me recap the day and set myself up for tomorrow, because just powwows make it fun. So what we did as a team of hunters was we did a powwow, and it helped us regulate just any feelings of overwhelm or too much, or check in with each other to see how everybody's energy levels were, or even just, again, to make sure that our goals are still kind of aligned and the same from an individual perspective as well as a group perspective. So they were really important, I think, to just recap the day a little bit and then make a plan from where we were going to hunt, how we're feeling inside of our bodies, and then as well as what types of food we were going to bring for the next day, food and hydration, right? So this was helpful in setting ourselves up for success for the following day. And as a group and as a team, this is great because you can all be on the same page, and then it makes things a little bit smoother, and you don't have to obsess about scheduling the whole, 10 days or any trip with a team, maybe 4 days, whatever, and making a schedule to a T every day before you even begin to just tap in and assess how you're feeling on a daily perspective. So, of course, we had some things planned and we wanted to get done, but I think the check-ins are super important, and as a team, you guys can kind of be a really self-reliant team that helps each other's out and leverages strengths and weaknesses and kind of creates a whole success story for the team. Now, the takeaway here is on an individual level, I find it super helpful to check in with yourself with that same mentality. we can have long-term goals, and I think it's extremely important to have that in that way of just, reaching for something bigger and aspirations. But I think it's equally important to have daily goals and to sometimes tweak and adjust based off of what's happening, the climate of just your situation. How's your mind doing? How's your physical body doing? How's your just health doing? And assess those situations. So these powwows, whether it be at the end of the day, maybe you choose at the end of the week, honestly, it's all up to you. And I find it really great because not only from a team perspective, we thought about what we were going to eat the next day, so therefore we would pull out meat to defrost. We would make these energy date balls. Oh my goodness. So this was also, side note, an idea that I had, and I shared the energy date balls actually on my YouTube a couple days ago, so go check out that recipe because they were amazing. This was just an idea created in my brain, and we made it work, and it was so good that we just recreated it and did it again the second day to take it on the trail, and they were super yummy for trail food or on the go, snacks that you created, that nobody else created for you, and you can control the ingredients. Anyways, so we were able to sort of make those steps and prep that way, and if we had time the day before to make anything like a date ball recipe, then we made time for it. Or we would take meat off the shelf and take it with us if we were short on time. But as long as you make those steps ahead of time, powwow with yourself, powwow with your team, prepare ahead of time, then you can create a successful tomorrow. This means that you become less dependent on somebody else feeding you and making it easy for you, when you can make it easy for yourself by just thinking about it a little bit ahead of time. Powwows also foster teamwork and accountability, helping everyone stay responsible and self-reliant. For individuals, it's a chance to vocalize your thoughts and strengthen mental discipline, insulating yourself from the distractions of a society designed to pull you off course, sometimes whether it be through snacks and addiction, or even just, social media consumption that is meant to addict you and distract you from your sort of, short-term but also long-term goals. You're building a capable and resilient mind, which is key to self-reliance. Beyond just physical preparation, it's about mastering discipline and focus for long-term success. So these 5 hacks were pretty transformative and such a great experience and great reminders to just, fold it in my life moving forward. Oftentimes when we just get into the matrix and, we're pulled in all different ways, from social media to, just food, and off track with eating properly and nourishing ourselves because maybe convenience food or social settings or things like that. These are great reminders to just, remember to keep folding it in, to keep that balance, and to keep moving forward, and move towards taking care of your own health, because I don't think anybody's going to save you but you. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this discussion, this reflection. And if you have any questions about self-reliancy, or, maybe for my Canadian host, maybe you want to know more about elk hunting, or maybe you want to know about how to even get into hunting, or maybe you want to know about more things of how I prepped and how we prepped as a team, from anywhere from food to mental strategy to things like that, comment down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you guys can get notified when the next video drops. And again, like I said, come back, comment, let me know if you like this video, share it, and I can either create more content like this or I cannot. Either way, it's cool. I'm here enjoying sharing my experience with you. So thanks for joining. See you next time. Bye.